and welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is one of my first times doing this live virtual meditation, so bear with me just in case there's any little glitches along the way, but we'll get through it together. My name is Perryn, and I'm a psychotherapist with Nourish Your Mind Integrative Mental Health Practice in Orange County, New York. And we really just wanted to offer this experience as an opportunity for us to come together during this time virtually, right? It's so important that we gather together and do these meditations. It's just so helpful and so powerful right now, as many of us feel so isolated. So I'm so happy that you took the time out today to join. I'm very grateful for everybody for being here with me. So this practice today will be in 4 parts. I'll just talk a little bit about mindfulness, what it is, some concepts related to mindfulness and meditation. Then I will lead you in a brief breathing exercise, followed by a body scan, and then we're going to do a guided meditation together. Okay. So we might have some brand new people here, beginners in meditation. Welcome. And, we might have some people who are more experienced in meditation. So everybody's welcome. And I hope that you enjoy the experience. And it's very windy out. I'm not sure if from time to time you'll hear there's a little bit of a noise coming from my fireplace from the wind. So I apologize about that in advance. So just to talk for a brief moment about what mindfulness is. I know, many of us have heard about it. It's been so popularized in our world. I love a definition by Jon Kabat-Zinn. And Jon Kabat-Zinn is really credited with bringing mindfulness to the Western world. And he has a mindfulness-based stress reduction program, which has been widely researched and studied. But Jon Kabat-Zinn, he defines mindfulness as paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally. Paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally. I think that's a really simple, straightforward, easy to grasp kind of definition, a way for us to conceptualize what mindfulness is. And he also talks about these 7 attitudes related to mindfulness practice. So each week, and we'll be joining here on Fridays at noon for the next few weeks. So each week I will talk just a little bit about one of these 7 attitudes. So today we'll talk about non-judging, which for most of us is very difficult, right? We have very judging minds. We judge ourselves, we judge others, we judge experiences. So mindfulness is cultivated by assuming the stance of being an impartial witness to our own experience. So we become aware of a constant stream of judging that's taking place in our mind, our inner and outer experience. It's assuming this observer position, right? So being an observer of what we're thinking and feeling rather than just getting swept up. So becoming that observing presence is really what it's about. And related to non-judgment is this concept of self-compassion. So what is self-compassion? Well, it's really about practicing loving kindness towards ourselves. Being a kind, loving presence to ourselves, showing up for ourselves like, a best friend, which again, many of us are very self-critical. So now more than ever in these difficult times, we might be feeling pressure, right? We might be feeling the stress of, we have to do more, we have to do this, we have to do that, really beating ourselves up. So it's so important to practice being kind and loving towards ourselves, and just allowing ourselves to process what's going on. So I hope that, you'll continue to practice this self-compassion in your life every day, right? So I invite you now to get into a comfy position. If you're not, in one right now, but you can adjust yourself, and you can be sitting in a chair or on a couch, even lying in your bed, whatever feels best to you. Just find a position where you're alert, right? So if you're a little bit sleepy and you're laying down, maybe you'll fall asleep. So find a position that feels good for your body, but make sure that you're alert. And just kind of settling in. And we're going to do a breathing practice today. It's called the square breath or the cube breath. And all it entails is breathing in for the count of 4, holding for the count of 4, exhaling for the count of 4, and then holding again for the count of 4. Okay, so I'm going to guide you through this, and it's really important going forward that we practice at our own pace, at a pace that feels good for us. So if the exact count doesn't feel right for you, adjust it to what feels natural and what feels comfortable. Okay, so just finding that comfy position, and you can close your eyes if you'd like, or you can just bring your gaze gently down at the ground, or finding a point of focus in your space. And just to begin, take a nice long inhale, filling your chest and belly like a balloon. And taking that exhale, maybe making that whooshing sound, letting that air out. And as we do the exercise, you can have a visualization if you'd like, along with the counting. So you can visualize yourself breathing in a light, or breathing in positive energy, breathing in a sense of calm or joy or whatever you need right now. And as you breathe out, you can visualize or imagine that you're breathing out darkness or negativity, tension, sadness, whatever is there that feels like it wants to be released or let go of. Okay? So we'll begin together. So we're going to inhale through our nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Once again, inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Good job. Now just return your breath back to its natural flow, its natural rhythm. And just check in with your body. Do you feel any different right now from the breath, from the breathing practice than you did before? Maybe you feel a little bit settled, a little bit more calm. All right, wonderful. Now we'll do a little body scan. So we're going to go through the different parts of our body, kind of check in with our body, and just notice if we feel any tension, restriction, constriction, tightness. And with our breath, bringing our focus to each point in our body, seeing if we can release, relax, kind of soften each part of our body. So starting with our head and our jaw. You can move these parts of your body as we go through, just kind of giving them a little roll or shake, however your body wants to move. So our jaw, Softening the jaw. Jaw is where so many of us hold a lot of tension without even realizing it. Just softening that jaw and the neck, maybe giving it a roll. Our shoulders, our chest, moving down to the belly, letting our arms hang loose, relaxing, softening them, down to our fingers, our hips, maybe giving them a sway from side to side. And down to our thighs and our knees. The calves, ankles, feet and toes. Again, maybe just wiggling, just loosening, softening each part of our body. Seeing if we can find a little bit more stillness and relaxation in the body. Beautiful. So for today's guided meditation, I'm going to be using Jon Kabat-Zinn's Mountain Meditation. So it'll be a little bit adapted. I'm not going to use the exact script. I love the mountains in general. The mountains, I'm privileged to be very close to them. So they've been a huge source of comfort for me during this time. I love, being in nature. And so I just thought it would be great to start with a mountain meditation for today, for today's practice. So while we do this practice, I'm going to put up on the screen a video of beautiful nature scenes, which you can bring your attention to as, just a visual if you'd like. If you prefer not to have your eyes closed during the meditation, you can certainly focus on the beautiful images on the screen. But if it feels good to you, you can gently close your eyes. So just give me one moment while I open up the video. So this meditation is normally done in a sitting position, either on the floor or chair, and begin by sensing into the support you have from your chair or cushion, paying attention to the sensations of contact on your body. Finding that position of stability, hands hanging loosely on your sides, stable and relaxed. Sensing into the body, feeling your feet, legs, hips, lower and upper body, arms, shoulders, neck, and head. And when you're ready, if your eyes are not closed and you'd like to, just allowing them gently to close, bringing your awareness back to your breath, the physical sensation of each breath as it comes in and goes out. Letting the breath be just as it is, without trying to change it or regulate it in any way. Allowing it to flow easily and naturally with its own rhythm and pace. Knowing you are breathing perfectly well right now, and there is nothing for you to do. Allowing your body to be still, sitting with a sense of dignity, of completeness, of wholeness in this very moment. And as you sit here, letting an image form in your mind's eye, of the most magnificent or beautiful mountain you know, or maybe have seen or can imagine. Letting it gradually come into greater focus. Even if it doesn't come as a visual image, allowing the sense of this mountain and feeling its overall shape, its peaks high in the sky, its large base rooted in the bedrock of the earth. Just noticing how massive it is, how solid, how unmoving, beautiful, whether from afar or up close. Observing it, noting its qualities. And when you feel ready, seeing if you can bring the mountain into your own body sitting here, so that your own body and the mountain in your mind's eye become one, so that you share in the massiveness and the stillness and majesty of the mountain. You become the mountain, grounded in your position, your head becoming the lofty peak, supported by the rest of your body, your shoulders and arms, the sides of the mountain, your bottom and legs, the base, rooted in your chair or cushion. With each breath, as you continue sitting, becoming a little bit more a breathing mountain, alive and vital, yet unwavering in your inner stillness, completely what you are, beyond words and thought. A centered grounding, unmoving presence. As you sit here, becoming aware of the fact that as the sun travels across the sky, the light and shadows and colors are changing virtually moment by moment in the mountain stillness. As the surface teems with activity, streams, waterfalls, plants, and wildlife. As the mountain sits, seeing and feeling how night follows day and day follows night. The bright warming sun, followed by the cool night sky filled with stars, and the gradual dawning of a new day. Through it all, the mountain just sits, experiencing change in each moment, constantly changing, yet always just being itself. It remains still as the seasons flow into one another and the weather changes moment by moment and day by day, calmness abiding all change. In summer, there is no snow in the mountain. In the fall, the mountain may wear a coat of brilliant fire colors. In winter, a blanket of snow and ice. In any season, it may find itself at times enshrouded in clouds or fog or rain. None of this matters to the mountain, which remains at all times its essential self. Clouds may come and go. The mountain's magnificence and beauty are not changed one bit by whether people see it or not. It just sits being itself, at times visited by violent storms. Through it all, the mountain sits. Streams, meadows, flowers, and animals. Spring comes, the flowers bloom, the birds sing in the trees once again. Through it all, the mountain sits, unmoved by the weather, by what happens on its surface, by the world of appearances. It remains its essential self through the seasons, the activity ebbing and flowing. In the same way, as we sit in meditation, we can learn to experience the mountain. We can embody the same central, unwavering stillness and groundedness in the face of everything that changes in our lives over seconds, hours, and years. In our lives and in our meditation practice, we experience constantly the changing nature of mind and body and of the outer world. We have our own periods of light and darkness, activity and inactivity, moments of color and moments of drabness. It is true that we experience storms of varying intensity in our outer world. But we sit as the mountain. By becoming the mountain in our practice, we can link up with its strength and stability and adopt them for our own. We can use its energies to support our energy to encounter each moment with mindfulness and clarity. This may help us to see that our own thoughts, our own feelings, our preoccupations, emotional storms and crises, even the things that happen to us are very much like the weather on the mountain. We tend to take it all personally, but its strongest characteristic is impersonal. The weather of our own lives is not to be ignored or denied. It is to be encountered, honored, felt, known for what it is, and held in awareness. And in holding it in this way, we come to know a deeper silence and stillness and wisdom. Mountains have this to teach us, and much more if we can let it in. So if you find you resonate in some way with the strength and stability of the mountain, it may be helpful to use it from time to time in your meditation practice to remind you of what it means to sit mindfully with resolve in true stillness. So just gently bringing your focus back to your body sitting in your space, giving your fingers and toes a little wiggle, waking the body back up, slowly, gently rocking, swaying your body if you would like. And whenever you're ready, just gently open your eyes if they're closed, coming back, reorienting yourself. Welcome back, everybody. So I hope that was helpful for you. I would love for you to share in the comments in the chat section how you're feeling, if you'd like, if however that experience felt for you. You can just leave a little comment. Just let me know what you thought. Sabrina says, so helpful, what a beautiful video. Felt like I was an animal walking through the woods. I love it. So going forward with our meditation practice, it's very important to keep in mind that our mind wanders, right? So we can get caught up in a bit of a battle with our mind, and it can be frustrating. So part of that practice is continually bringing ourselves back, right? So we notice that our mind drifts. We might be thinking about, what am I going to eat for lunch? Or what am I going to do when I leave here now? What am I going to do later, right? Our mind goes off in many, many different directions. So the practice is just noticing when our minds do that and just gently bringing our focus, bringing our attention back in, right? Over and over again, in a non-judgmental way, in a compassionate way, rather than, all of the added stuff, the judgment of ourselves when we find ourselves straying. Just bringing ourselves back over and over. That is the practice. So we have folks, Phyllis, thank you. You took me back to a peaceful experience I've had when I lived in the Rocky Mountains. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Thanks so much. I totally passed out, which happens. Sometimes we're just tired. Maybe we need a nap. It happens. I was able to hear you and woke up when you said, come back. I love the idea of being in the mountain. It makes life so much more clear and how personally we take things. Thank you for the idea. Well, I'm so happy that you joined me today, and I hope everybody joins me again next Friday at noon for another guided meditation. And I just want to send my love to you straight from my heart. My love, my energy, all my thoughts, that you stay healthy, that you stay well during this time, that you reach out for support if you need it. You reach out, get support, feel supported. We're here for you, and we thank you for bringing your beautiful self today to this meditation. And I'll see you next time.